gentlemen, welcome back to our Montenegro for an upcoming game, the second game of today's schedule in the group stage C here in Czechia. And this game between teams Montenegro and Belgium. Dámy a pánové, vidíte zpátky v aréně budované vyplně na utkání základní skupiny C v rámci FIBA EuroBasket 2025, kde mezi sebou pomíří síly reprezentantky Černé Hory a Belgie. Belgičanky vstoupily do turnaje úspěšně a vítězně, když si včera povedli na domovou se s Portugalkami a vykročili tak za obhajovou toho evropského titulu, který získali ve slovenském úrovni v roce 2023. Takže máme opravdu možnost sledovat jedny z nejlepších hráčů světa, určitě ty nejlepší v Evropě v rámci tohoto zápasu a jsme rádi, že jste toho s námi. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the reigning European champions from 2023 and also bronze EuroBasket medalists from 2017 and Valencia 2021, Team Belgium. And it's a player which is an experienced keeper for the Belgian senior national team. Reputation resumed in this diverse playoffs and appearances as a World Cup, EuroBasket and 2 Olympic Games. She is also EuroBasket champion 2023, Antonia Delay. young. Is a senior of Montenegro, powerful weather with solid experience across Europe and international play. Known for her versatility, rebounding, force racing, and efficient scoring. Yesterday against Czechia, she scored 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Team Montenegro, number 3, Bojana Kovacic! Ladies and gentlemen, we will start again with a special moment and a special guest. So it's your time to get ready. Prepare your hands and follow our guest. Dámy a pánové, za malou chvíličku začne zápas se speciálním momentem, se speciálním hostem a my budeme rádi, pokud zapojíte vaše ruce a budete nás následovat. Už za malý okamžik. special moment and honor guest. Dámy a pánové, teď se prosím pojďte zapojit společně s námi a naším hostem. Tento zápas totiž slavnostně odstartuje bývalá ligová hráčka a česká reprezentantka, která velkou část kariéry strávila pod vedením současné reprezentační trenérky Romany Ptáčkové. Tady na EuroBasketu se stará o všechny dobrovolníky, o sílu, bez které by šampionát nemohl proběhnout. Děkujeme všem a hlavně Kláře Maričkové!
Hello and welcome back to Czechia for the fourth game of Group C action. In the second battle of the night, it's Montenegro taking on Belgium. Montenegro is searching for their first win of the tournament, while Belgium is seeking qualification for the finals in Greece. Julia Montesano and Mark Clark are joining you on the coverage today. And Mark, as we look at the schedule, it's a big finish to the day. We just had Czechia get their second win of the tournament in front of their home fans too.
Yeah, good performance by Czechia. Sets them up now to pretty much qualify for the next round. But like this is, it's always a highlight for me. We're watching Belgium, and if you love this game of basketball like we all do, they are a joy to watch because they do everything how you love it done. They share the basketball. They really do play defense, and they've got a superstar. And not only a superstar, you've got one of the all-time greats of the game in Anna Miseman. It's just a privilege to cover her, and she's looking to lead this team to doing something that is very rare, which is a repeat back-to-back EuroBasket Women Championship, and they are looking good. They look great opening night.
They would become only the second team in 34 years to go back-to-back. We know Spain had that double triumph, but Belgium are looking to do something special. They're documenting it through a documentary at the moment, about defending and going back-to-back. So I highly recommend you give that a watch because it gives a great insight into what these players are dealing with. It might seem all good on the court, but there's a lot of pressure involved in that too. And they came out last night and made a statement. They'll look to do that again now and get their qualification spot. We now see Montenegro coming onto the floor, 40th ranked in the world. It was quite a pretty much disappointing performance against Czechia yesterday. They went down by 45 points. We know they're a young team and there is a lot of learnings to take out of a game like that, but they've got a tough night ahead in sense, Mark.
Well, we can talk about learning. We can talk about the transition period. But for a country like Montenegro has so much tradition and pride in the game, that hurt last night. And with a coach as experienced as Jelena Skerovic as a player as well as a coach now, that hurts. And yeah, we can talk about the learning, and they will learn, but I expect to see some type of reaction to that defeat in the way they approach this game. She'll be realistic. They're playing Belgium, but you aren't Montenegro if you don't come back trying to respond to what happened yesterday.
Now I'm going to pause to hear the national anthems of Montenegro and Belgium as we gear up for the second game of the night. A big finish to what has been a jam-packed day of Day 2 action.
Please rise up if you're able to for the national anthem of Belgium. Please remain standing if you feel to for the national anthem of Montenegro.
So a couple of gifts being exchanged in the middle of the court. Earlier tonight, Czechia got the job done over Portugal. And Sunday, a great finale to finish. Czechia versus Belgium and Montenegro up against Portugal. We wait eagerly to see which two teams will head to Greece for the finals, but tonight, all the spotlight is on Belgium and Montenegro going head-to-head for the first time in Group C. Let's introduce the referees for tonight's game. And great to see an all-female panel. Silvia Mazziali from Italy, Nazım Yalman from Turkey, and Amal Dara from France. Always have a big task ahead, but I'm sure those three will do a stellar job tonight. Let's now get into the lineups. We see the superstar on screen, Emma Messama. No doubt she'll feature again in a big way for Belgium tonight. The reigning champs will look to make it 2 from 2 and punch their ticket to Greece in their quest to become one of the first teams to go back-to-back in EuroBasket women. We're going to check out their starting 5 very shortly, and we watch with interest because we know it's always interesting in tournament basketball to see what happens, and here's what they've gone with, Mark.
Well, it's the same starting lineup, and it's their most effective lineup because the backcourt is exceptional. Armand and Van Loo are just a great 1-2 punch. The front line with this superstar, Emma Messama. Like last night against Portugal, 19 and 11. She had a double-double in the first half. She also had 5 assists in the first half, sat a lot of time in the second half. I mean, she's just literally one of the best players of all time. That's the only way to describe it. Her partnership with Linskins on the inside is exceptional for Coach Mike Thibault, who's now got that responsibility to bring home a back-to-back EuroBasket title. He's had success in the WNBA, he's had success, he's been part of the national team in the USA. You know, he has forgotten more than most people know about basketball. He is just a top coach out of a top draw with a top team. It's a great combination.
Another great coach on screen, Jelena Skerovic. She's delivering her final messages to her team. It's win or bust tonight for Montenegro. They have a tough task ahead of them. There are no easy games in women's EuroBasket. And here's a lineup they've gone with: Kovacevic, Valic, Pasic, Lekovic, and Jovanovic, the captain.
Well, a couple of changes in the starting lineup with Lekovic and Pasic coming in. We're almost a little surprised that Lekovic didn't start last night. She had a really, really great qualifications game in securing the place here. The player we're identifying behind Kavacic. 8 points, 3 assists, and the 5 rebounds. They really didn't do her performance justice last night. She was that glue guy that held things together for her team in a very, very difficult situation. We'll be playing her basketball in Israel next year. She's out the top draw, and I think the most important thing to say about any team coached by Jelena Skerovic is what I said before: we will get a reaction from that performance. That reaction still doesn't change the fact they're playing one of the best teams in the world, but we're going to see a Montenegrin team that's going to come out with much more purpose, much more disciplined defensively. They will not get broken down. And there'll be a part of them that we're playing the best team in the world. We've got to come up with a performance because we're Montenegro and we do not want to be embarrassed here. We want to get some respect back after last night. Interesting to see how they play their defense though. Man to man, they're going to struggle. They play one-on-one, they're going to struggle. So Skerovic is going to have to come up with something that helps her team stay in the game.
All in readiness for the 40th ranked Montenegro coming up against the 6th ranked Belgium. Tip off here in Brno. Rounding out day 2 of the Group C action. Belgian Cats, of course, looking to make it 2 straight EuroBasket wins. Julia Montesano and Mark Clark with you. Emma Messermann, she's already on the board.
Well, we can get into this stuff right away. It's too easy if she's allowed to catch it and square up. You've got to make it harder. She gets a hold there. I mean, she got beat on the back screen and had to hold on to the veteran, the superstar, the spiritual leader of Montenegro, and Jelena Licha Jovanovic. And you said it a lot yesterday. What a great end to a career, super career, ending on a EuroBasket.
Hopefully she can put on a great performance tonight, and then again on Sunday as well. Up against Portugal to round out the tournament. Van Loo, she had some super passes last night. She's already got an assist to her name. Linskens, nearly a double-double last night that was. Messermann again. Picked up where she left off.
See, Linskens had a good enough shot. You know, she got it deep and could have just little baby hook, whatever, but she saw Messermann just step it in with a half a step. You know, she was likely to make it. Messermann was definitely going to make it.
The two Julies link up. It's what we love to see. And now they all share it around. Delar, a veteran of this team, gets her own rebound. And they can start again. That's the sort of stuff Montenegro can't let happen too often because they'll punish you. Alemon, there you go. First 3 of the game.
You just love it. Transition basketball. They move the ball, hit a second side, explore it, get a rebound, move it back, reverse the basketball. They just love sharing the ball.
7-0 lead in the early stages. A great crossover from Kovacevic. Deserved the finish. A look ahead pass to Alemon. Can she go back to back instead? Like you said, Mark, they're going to share it around. Work out what they want to get out of this. Linskens will go herself. That one just fell a tad short. Kovacevic able to meet her at the rim. Lekovic with nowhere to go. Zavalic, she kicked off the scoring last night for Montenegro. Alemon. Linskens. Delar. Corner 3. Just rattled out. I'm sorry. I'm going to make an apology now. I'm just going to get very, very excited about the way that Belgium moved the ball in transition. It was just exceptional again. And they're off at the races again. Everybody runs. Alemon left wide open. Messermann, a rebound, a putback, one more to come. What a great start she's had to this game. In line for her 7th point, if you believe it. But the great thing is, because they're prepared to share the ball, is that no one takes a bad one. So they get spaced. And the play before where they just cleared out a side and just ran the pick and roll on an open side. Let's take a listen to Coach Skerovic though.
Well, my Montenegrin's not very good.
Neither.
But let's just say she's making it very clear to those guys that this isn't the way we play basketball. Too many open looks, too many things happening down the floor without being challenged, and then they're giving up offensive rebounds. But just to carry on the point before, they cleared out a side, ran an open side pick and roll, and then the defense has to stop the roll. So what do they automatically do? Hit the wide open person in the corner. It's such a challenge for the team because their spacing is so good and their mentality to share the ball is so good. It's a joy. It's an absolute joy to watch. Any coach, don't worry about great individual moves. Look at the way this team moves the ball.
7th points of the night already for Emma Messermann. Lekovic to Vucetic. That's not going to help. Straight out of a timeout.
See, the thing for Lekovic who's going to check out right now, she's at Valencia next year. The expectation is she can play at this level, and talent-wise, she definitely can. So this is a test that she's got to respond to because Valencia will be watching this guy. Have we got the right kid? Because then they know they've got the right talent.
Linsken's backing down. It's what she does best. 12-0 run for the Belgian Cats. Montenegro desperate to break the scoring drought. Can't let it get too ugly too early. Radonic has been injected into the game. Had a rough night from the field last night. A good offensive rebound here. Can they make the most of this opportunity? Two legends going at it. Messermann wins out. Delar. Messermann. Alemon. Somehow gets out to Van Loo, takes a step back, knocks it down, Julie Van Loo.
Just watch and enjoy.
It's champagne basketball, it really is. Radonic. That one falls short. Off and running once again, Mark. We love to see it. And that's good from Radonic. Good intent. Got to make it hard for him. So a couple of subs here for Belgium. Manunga and Liso Mbaka.
But this is the test now because their starting lineup is exceptional, so exceptional against any team in the world, and I mean any team in the world they can play with. But as soon as they went to the rotation last night, there's just enough of a step down for everyone to notice. And these guys have got to learn how to step in and then the team not miss a beat. I know it's a different level. You made the point so well about the Czechia team. People come in and everything still stays the same. Everyone's on the same page. They've got to. No one can be Emma Messermann. No one's asking anyone to be, but you've got to come down the floor and you've got to be executing the same way, at the same level, same intensity. It's a challenge. It's a real challenge. It's an exciting challenge because if you get it right, you're going to win a back-to-back EuroBasket. That's the story. Montenegro just need a score. Just need to get that scoreboard ticking over. Then they'll get some action, then they'll get some confidence.
Vucetic. That's not going to be the answer they need. Another young gun coming in for Belgium. Nastia Clausen's replacing Julie Van Loo.
And Coach Thibault obviously thinks Clausen is part of his rotation. He was first off the bench last night. She's in early tonight. He sees her as someone who adds during the rotation. What a great opportunity for her.
Liso Mbaka to Alemon. Linskens now shows. Gets confronted. Well done, Jovanovic. Great defense. Didn't have many options, so just had to stop. Radonic. Pastic on the floor. Kovacevic. Vucetic. Jovanovic.
I tell you what, dude, that sums up the difference. Pasic gets a start tonight. Coach has given her that responsibility. Jovanovic at 30+ years old, he's getting to the foul line on the break, and Pasic just does not work hard enough to get ahead of her. If she had the opportunity to stop and pop in and have a good option. Got to take the moment she's given to get in there and actually compete.
0 from 11 from the field at the moment, Montenegro, yet to score in this game. 4 minutes left in this first period. Belgium will put 17 points on the board. Great find for Linskens. It drops. One more to come.
Tough with a capital T, I think, sums it up. I mean,
Yeah.
she got contact, just went straight through it. All because the footwork was excellent. She got a great base, drove through the base. This bit gets solid, gets the contact, hits the deck, but all she's looking at is where she's putting the basketball.
9 points and 8 rebounds for Kira Linskens last night. Off to a good start once again. Vucetic.
Oh, really?
Turnover for Bigovic in her first minutes.
Wouldn't mind seeing it again because there was a lot of contact, but I thought it wasn't one of those obvious ones where she walked into the contact and therefore became an obvious offensive foul.
Clausen's fouled. I was just watching Alamon there. I got carried away. She just doesn't stop moving. It's so good to see.
And and I was just about to get into the fact that because they've now got new guys on the floor, Alamon is moving, as you said, all the time. But everyone else stood for a bit, so the ball stuck. And as soon as the ball sticks, the defense can re-establish a little bit of control and pressure. Because in the first 4 minutes, the ball just never stuck anywhere. It moved, they got options.
Clausen's coming off the 8 points last night. So it's 1 from 2 at the line. So already a 21-point lead for the reigning champions. Same situation as last night for Montenegro. It's Jovanovic putting in a lot of the hard yards already. She got into foul trouble late in the game yesterday, so she'll need to just stay out there for as long as she can, but it's a tough gig for her. Her last EuroBasket women's tournament. Ramet comes into the game for Belgium. And Messaman back on the floor too.
It's obviously a tough ask here for Montenegro, but you've got, the youngster, Jelena Bulacic. She's already at college in the United States. She's 18 years old.
Oh.
Let's give her the ball and see what happens.
Steal and finish from the Mbaka. Active here again. Montenegro got to get it over. Radonic. Bigovic. Back to Radonic. Jovanovic for 3. There you go. First points of the night for Montenegro, and of course it had to be Milica Jovanovic.
Well, they executed really well. They had the pick and roll. She lifted out the corner, and that's the level they have to be at every time.
Messaman driving. Gets her own rebound. Manunga wasn't quite expecting it. And then Clausen's fouled on the way up.
She's really quite difficult to guard, isn't she, Clausen? She's very long in her movements. Almost deceptively quick. And has a great stroke.
Playing in Spain at the moment. IDK Uskotren. She was drafted in the WNBA. She opted to stay overseas for a bit.
Well, they play Women's Euro Cup. It's a great part of the world.
Clarkson's also the under-20 EuroBasket MVP too, so she's got so much potential. Her debut at EuroBasket Women's Senior Tournament. EuroBasket Women's Senior Tournament. And you mentioned Mike DeBow clearly likes to go to her.
Well, she's the youngest guy on the roster, and obviously she's going to want to have continued success in the next few tournaments.
Messermann gets it back. Shot falls short. Clausens again. And Sollenbacher thought about it. Goes inside. Basket counts. One more to come. Really quick step there from the Sollenbacher. She's got great energy about her. There's frustration on the Montenegro bench, understandably.
If ever there was a picture that summed up how the first 8 minutes of this game is making that bench feel, that was it.
And look at that, Jovanovic already up to her third foul. So if she's off, it's going to make it, if it was tough, it wasn't tough already, it's going to be even tougher. But that's a great positive move from Bulajic, and Bigovic able to finish it off.
Yeah, Bulajic, we're talking to some people who know, things about this Montenegrin national team. They took so highly of her, and you can see why. First step was good, the pass was excellent.
Great defense, Radonic. That's the sort of stuff that can start to lift your team. Kovacevic, we highlighted her at the start of the game. She kicks it out to Zavalic. Bigovic, good offensive rebound. Radonic crossing over Messermann.
Got to give Bigovic the basketball there. She worked so hard to get position.
Messermann left wide open. Now starting to miss a few, Emma Messermann, but a 28-5 lead. Not much things to worry about if you're in the Belgium camp. Radonic free. She's given some room and then threw it into Messermann's hands. 4.3 on the shot.
They make everything hard for you, don't they? I mean, they switch when they need to. They front that and hold space. When the ball hit Radonic's hands, she should have really got locked to play because she had a long closeout to work with.
Lekovic gets to work, kicks it out to Kovacevic. Beautiful play, Montenegro!
Well, everything that's happening good so far for Montenegro is out of the younger element. Lekovic and Bulajic is both times the penetration has been really productive for him, and they've found a way to contain things down this end of the floor.
Sollenbacher, wide open triple every day of the week. She's going to finish that one off. What a start from the reigning EuroBasket Women's Champions, Belgium. Clinical performance so far. At the end of the first quarter, it's Belgium 31, leading Montenegro 8. We were worried for a while. Montenegro went 0 from 11 from the field at one stage. Then brightened it up with a couple of late threes, but Belgium dominant.
Well, the first 4 minutes of the game was an absolute clinic in how to run transition basketball, how to work defensively. It was just an exceptional start to the game. You're going to get a look at this. I don't think there's enough time to get all the best plays in.
I know.
It's in the first part of the game, you get a penetration. This one steps out, then she goes to the inside, gets the little jump hook. In fact, in the first 2 minutes of the game, you had the full repertoire from Emma Messermann, and then Alamar gets her feet set and knocks down the three. It literally was. There was a coaching clinic there in the first 4 minutes that hardly needs any actual analysis. Just watch, enjoy, and notice how much this team works for each other. And Lidskins hadn't got a shot, so they thought, hey, we better give her one. There you go, straight in the post. She was open. Let's throw it in there and let her go to work.
Ben Lou, she's one of my personal household favorites. I love when she gets to work. In the corner triple every day of the week, she's going to nail that one.
I mean, all 5 starters scored in that first 4 minutes because they all share the basketball. It's, you know, Eastman had 7 really quick ones, but everybody scored before they got into any rotations off the bench. And they've done a pretty decent job at maintaining the level.
You can scan the QR code on your screen to download the Courtside 1891 app. You can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Getting ready to tip off the second term here from Brno in Czechia. Earlier tonight, the home nation got it done against Portugal. If it stays the way it is, Belgium and Czechia heading to Greece for the finals. Second quarter here, it's a good margin here for the reigning champs. 23 points is the lead over Montenegro. Kovacevic. Just like the look of it for the 3. That one wasn't going to go down. Alemon, pace. Got fouled pretty hard.
She's okay though. I think she landed and just thought she'd take a check on herself before she gets up, because she looked like she landed pretty straight on, if you want. But the tempo out of transition was, again, exceptional. The ball hadn't stopped. The little handoff from Messerman gives Alemon the chance to attack the ring, and the defense can't get set. Just, the tempo is just exceptional.
Makes the first of 2. 10 points and 3 assists last night against Portugal. Played alongside Emma Messerman for Fenerbahce. What a successful team they've been.
Disappointing end to the season
I
for them.
know, I wouldn't want to say that.
You know, you're in the wrong place to bring that. Well, you're in the right place to bring that up, given that
I know.
Prague won the Women's EuroLeague.
Lekovic for 3.
You've got to give her some credit. She really had a difficult start to this game with a couple of turnovers, but since she's come back into the game, she's looking like she wants to prove she belongs here.
This is good for Montenegro. Can they get back-to-back buckets? Found Bigovic, Kovacevic, good set of passes, passage, back to Kovacevic. Can she finish it off? She can, a deep triple from Bojana Kovacevic.
Oh.
Gives Belgium something to think about. Linskens as easy as you like on the return.
They love that open side. You know, just clear that corner and play 2-on-2 down the side. They've got all sorts of options, and if the defense doesn't want to help, they'll just exploit it.
Lekovic wants to go herself. Oh, confronted by Linskens. Look ahead pass, Van Loo, Alemon, beautiful basketball. Joy for the Julies.
Okay, wow. Just leave the wow. Just leave it hanging there. That's, I think I'd run the break on this team. You're open, you're getting it. It's just super.
There's not many players that have this connection. And now Alemon rewards Van Loo. Love to see it. Lekovic, Kovacevic, Bigovic, Zivalic. Back to Bigovic. Rousseau and Baca fouled.
Getting better, much better with Montenegro. They explored one side, they attacked it, reversed to the other side. That means the defense has got to chase a little bit. And they get the foul, and that looks a really good level phase of play for them. Every single time, that's the level it has to be at. If it's not, you're looking at steal or missed shot rebound, and you're running the break again. Oh.
Excellent.
Super execution. Get her feet set really quickly.
Joris on the floor for her first minutes. Wants to use Linskens, and Linskens wants to use Alemon. Begovic fouled. See on the replay, just the arm in the neck region. 39 plays 17. It's Begovic's third foul. You know, Jovanovic also on the 3. Hasn't started the second quarter for her team. Linskens, though, she started in fine form. The block on the defensive end, and now she gets the reward on the offensive end too. Lekovic with a quick step.
Love it, loved it, love the intent now. It's almost as though like it took her the first difficult start to sort of realize where she was. But since she's come back into the game, now you can see why a club like Valencia wants to sign this as a young player. What they're going to invest in time and resource into her, she's going to be able to repay them performance.
Manunga and Messaman head onto the floor. Linskens and Joris will take a break. Belgium going a bit smaller here.
And they're going to have to look at these rotations because Linsken's going to have to manage her minutes, latter stages of this competition.
We're talking about the 1-2 punch of Rysingarova and Chekova for Czechia, who of course Belgium face on Sunday, so it'll be a great battle. Messaman and Linskens going up against those two.
Right, the zone generated the turnover because they get hands in the lane. Got numbers down the floor, just couldn't actually execute the end of the play.
Begovic to Lekovic. Zavalic, Kovacevic from the corner again.
Lekovic on that penetration wanted to shoot the ball. For a long time after she took off, she was trying to shoot the ball, but somehow manufactured the kick out. And they're getting a lot of joy off that penetration. And if we're going to get picky, you know, come later stages of the tournament, Belgium have got to contain that penetration because there are teams later in this competition who, if they break them down like that, are going to kick to like absolute super spot-up shooters.
Zavalic. Wants to get Kovacevic back. Pasic again in that corner. And heads inboard, gets the reward.
Same problem. You know, the penetration, they didn't contain it. They had to rotate and help, and then they gave it to the player with the long closeout in front of him, and they executed it really well, got the open look.
Montenegro winning the quarter at the moment, so a really positive effort from them. Belgium continue to explore on their bench. Becky Massey on for her first minutes.
Still going to show that 2-3 zone.
Alemon. Kovacevic with the active hands. Gives it back to Lekovic.
Just slows the whole tempo down, and Belgium just stuttering a little bit.
Lekovic has been brilliant. The longer she can stay on the floor, the better. Scoops it over to Kovacevic, equally brilliant. And she can't quite drain it. She's had a few really nice looks. They've all been pretty close.
And it'll be, you know, we're going to talk about this a lot, obviously, but you know, the way Czechia, apart from the second half earlier on today, the way they shoot the three, if they find themselves with open looks like that, they're going to make a big percentage.
Disappointment there.
Indecision, I think, is the problem.
So a timeout on the floor called by Coach Thibault. His team's still leading by 20. Montenegro putting up a fight after a poor start in this game. Be interesting listening to see what he has to say in this Belgian timeout. We'll take you in there now.
This has been open if we wait. And when you get it, turn and look at the score, and then you'll see whether people are open. Catch the ball first. Rover. If she pops steps out, somebody else can fill. That's why we put the two bigs here. So when the ball is swung, if the rover steps out, we have a gap for somebody. Right? Use the gap. You two need to be on the top space and let it get me offset too much, okay? Right? This allows them to match up. Okay? You can run the wave too, okay? But make sure you have a baseline runner, okay? All right? She should be the baseline runner, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Looking at some of Maxwell Lissoa and Barker's best work. Just had a positive start for this Belgium team. 8 points leading all scorers on the floor at the moment. 3 from 3 from the field. She's taking a seat on the bench at the moment. Back in action here in Czechia. Belgium up against Montenegro.
Hey,
Passage did super well there.
Passage's rotation at the back of that zone, exceptional again. That's the second back-to-back turnover against this zone. Every other coach in the tournament, take note. It's...
Great work, Lekovic. Imagine they started like this.
Well, yeah, but it's the starting lineup that's exceptional, and they couldn't control them man-to-man. It's slowed them down. It's very easy to sit here and say slow down Belgium, but this zone has slowed them down.
Delar can't get things going for them.
And again, the obvious thing to say is that scoring slows them down as well. The fact that Montenegro couldn't score for so long just let them get out and run.
Zavalic. They're getting it through hands here. Bigovic, good body work. Couldn't quite get the finish. Alimon. 3 minutes without a score, Belgium. Can Massey change things here? Manunga steps in, knocks it down, much needed. Much needed.
Well, you heard Coach Thibault say in the timeout, catch the ball first and then read the floor. That time they did catch it, saw the rotation, and then when they had the chance for the quick extra pass, they just opened up the corner wide open. It's a very simple game. When you've got this much talent, it's really simple. But, you know, catch the ball and see who's open. It's a pretty straightforward instruction. You'll be amazed at the number of players who catch the ball and decide already where they're going to pass it.
Van Leeuwen-Linsken's back out there. Coach Thibault sensing a bit of experience is needed, and here they go in transition. Delar, Linskens found the space and the finish.
First missed shot for a while, and literally straight away points in transition. If you don't stop them running, they're gonna hurt you, and hurt you in a big way.
Good timeout here from Coach Skerovic.
Yep.
Because this work here from Linskens, you've got to put a stop to it. Take you into the Montenegro timeout. See there, no hesitation from Coach Skerovic there.
Now coach is coaching.
Yeah.
In that first time out, she was like, this isn't good enough. I'm going to give you a hard time. You're not going to like it, but this isn't good enough. Now our team has responded in exactly the right way. They're starting to compete, and now she can, if you're not competing, you can't coach them. So now she's like, I want to run this, I want to get that. But you're competing, so I can do that now. And so hats up to her and hats off to them to respond in a very difficult situation. They've come back with, we're not back in the game yet, but we're in the game. We're at least competing, and we're finding ways to score.
Lekovic has been a barometer for the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's got it once again. And she gets fouled.
Love it. Now she's starting to play the game as in, hey ref, I'm fouled, call the foul. She'll show the contact. And now she's got that, she's strutting out there. It's good to see the 18-year-old really, or the 20-year-old really looking the part.
Here she is again, crossing over on Delar. Glorious finish.
That first step just blew past the defense.
Massey. Delar for 3. And they couldn't get the rebound.
See, the worry in some ways for Coach Thibault is against this zone, they're finding it very difficult to actually get any pass or dribble penetration. They literally are just settling for the jump shot, and they're not making them at the moment. Now, he doesn't have his best shooters on the floor, but got to find out his system's got to find a way to get inside touches.
Lekovic, 9 points in this game. Double digits for Marija Lekovic. What an excellent second term she's having. Manunga to Massey, finds herself in the corner. Kovacevic pulls down the rebound.
That's tough. That's so unfortunate for them.
11 points for her though. 4 from 5 from the field. All in this second quarter, by the way. First term, nobody could buy a bucket for Montenegro. She's put the team on her back. Just 21 years old. Linskin scoops it in. Van Loo, it went over her head.
I've got it.
Mark's caught the ball. Great moment for you.
Turned it over, came up with a steal. Not that I'm playing for Montenegro at all here, but
you were ready.
oh, hands up, keep your hands up. When Belgium are in the gym, you've got to keep your hands up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lou's got her hands up to guard Lekovic because she is having such a game at the moment.
I should have gone there straight away. Bowed out with a poor defensive play, but when she caught it, the corner was wide open. You don't need the dribble, you don't need to draw anybody. If that was the team in black, the ball would have been caught, hit the corner for the open look, and they wouldn't have got into that, and that's poor defense to allow the middle penetration. I really like the way Montenegro are responding. Now, there'll be people sitting out, yeah, but they were 20 down before they started to play. Belgium was starting to rotate. Yeah, they have. All those things are true. But that still means you've got to go out there and play at your level and play with and compete when you're 20 down, and then you've got to be good enough to then take advantage of it. And Lekovic in particular has literally led this team, and they'll hate the word, but led this team to being like respectably competitive in the game. Because in the beginning of the game, I don't think they'd have beaten themselves. They've just turned this around in terms of the way they've actually played. It's only a 16-point game now.
Look at that, 21 points to 14 in this quarter. Montenegro leading the way, and by a fair margin too.
This zone has just taken all the tempo out of Belgium.
Linskens finds a way through. If there's anyone you want to break the zone, you know Kira Linskens will do it.
And for the first time, and literally the first time, the backside of this zone didn't move. And because they didn't move, Linskens wide open down the middle. So
Bigovic's fourth foul.
That's a great job by Bigovic. I know it's fouls and everything else, but she went in and she's competed really well with Linskens in particular. And she's a little undersized, but the 22-year-old, part of this transition phase that Montenegro are in, that's a real positive for them. They're going to hate me for talking about it. This is Montenegro. You know, the country expects to compete. But everybody has those times where you've got to go through transition, and they're coming out the other end of it right now through this kid.
Oh, Manunga sends that one away.
I even like the fact that Lekovic gave the referee a little bit. That's not right, mate. You got to give me some protection. And she's doing it exactly the right way. At 18 years old, she's learning exactly how to talk to officials too.
It's an art of the game that we don't talk about very often, how to talk to the officials.
You definitely don't put them on the spot or disrespect them.
Absolutely
she has a little conversation,
not.
she's half smiling, referee talks to her, that's fine.
Linskens. Oh, wow. Aggressive action. Gets it off to Van Loo. Lekovic off and running again. Working well with Pasic as well, I must say, too. Kovacevic goes inboard, banks it in, one more to come. What excellent fight from this young Montenegro team, the smallest nation to ever compete at a EuroBasket tournament. And they're showing such great spirit right now.
Well, to put that in perspective, one of the things I wasn't aware of until early today, I think it's 600,000 people, Montenegro. There's 600,000 registered basketball players in France alone. So forget populations and stuff like that. There's more people registered than there are people.
It really puts it into perspective.
I love the way they played the zone as well. It's been so effective.
Let's see how Belgium finish off the quarter. Manunga dumps it to Delar. Can't beat the buzzer.
I was going to say that was not what Montenegro deserved to them to make that last shot. They pulled it back to a 16-point game.
The score at halftime is Belgium 48, leading Montenegro 32. A super positive quarter from Montenegro. They won it 24 points to 17. And the stats show, look at that, a bit of a turnaround for them. They're getting into the 30s, so bit by bit they're improving their efficiency, but it was the heart and the spirit, the little 1%ers that really got them to where they are.
100%. You can't, doesn't matter how good you are, you've got to be able to compete. You've got to have that, especially at national team level, you've got to have that ability to compete. I mean, Linskens leads the scorers with full team, but Lekovic, 11 points. Coach took her out in that first quarter when she just wasn't at the game. Sat her down, and she goes back and does a great job. Kovacic has 9 points. Miesemann had 7, but don't forget, Miesemann had those 7 after like a minute and a half. I spent a lot of time on the bench. That'll please Coach Thibault because she's getting some rest time. But you got to say, these second quarter best plays is going to be a lot in the team in white. And we start with Lekovic knocking down the 3. I'm just happy for her, happy for Coach Skerovic. And might be a nice little question for the press conference after, one great guard looking at a young guard coming through. What does Coach Skerovic think of that? Comeback in the second quarter by, the young protege, if you want, in terms of Maja Lekovic. You're going to love watching her play in Valencia.
Oh, absolutely, she deserves
buy your tickets for their games now because she's a huge prospect.
11 points for her so far in this game. One of 2 players in double digits on the floor. Linskens is the other one, 14 points. You've got to say she's the one who provided the spark and the energy for Belgium in that second quarter. Because it was all Montenegro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And at that point we were talking about, Julia, about the zone, the game changed completely. Now they've got to score because then you've got to set you up, you got a chance to put the zone on. They did, obviously they scored more, but that zone is something that Coach Thibault's going to have a look at because other teams, not necessarily the teams that might be contesting for medals, but teams looking for an upset, that's one of the ways they could get the upset right there. That zone is a big challenge.
We'll now head off to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have plenty more action coming up from Brno as Belgium lead Montenegro by 16 at halftime.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they'd do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Harassed by Katanich. Throws up a prayer. Oh, you are kidding me! How did your Sky to get that one to go?
And another chance, and Schwartz gets blocked. And McGowan not able to keep her feet in bounds.
By 15, Bilka fakes the pass and one, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Really good job, a nice little fake.
Double. And it's going to be France if he gets the last chance. SDA bounce pass, Lacan, and what about that? Right at the end. Excellent play by France. 4 by Greece.
Oh, it's cut away there by Kovacevic. She's had a hot start to this game. Oh, denied by Stupalova.
Three-pointer. And rebound. Oh, are you kidding me? The offensive rebound and put back by Schwartz. What a sequence.
Rebound falls kindly into the hands of Siniskaita, but she throws it away. Nogic reads the passing lane well. Anderson is there and will get the score. An early 4-point lead for Serbia.
Where the energy starts, as we always say. Villegas now for 3! What a moment! The behind the back pass, the corner 3.
Penetration by Henderson. Great Britain, I believe 1 for 9. 10 at the perimeter moments. But again, Puello goes quickly. I think Great Britain's transition defense needs a little bit more motivation because they're giving up way too much.
Lovely touchdown pass from Ortiz, full court.
Van Loo trying to find a way through. Oh my God! Emma Messerman's on the board.
It's a super pass. I was looking the other way. She faked me from here.
Sensational. It is a pleasure to watch.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world.
Welcome back to Czechia, where it's Belgium leading Montenegro by 16 points heading into the second half. Belgium's top scorer so far has been Kira Linskens with 14 points. She's had to dig deep for her team. It was a tricky second quarter for them. We saw Montenegro really put on a bit of a run. She's such a presence down the floor, and they turn to her in times of need.
Well, out-and-out quality. I mean, I think we've been talking about some of the bigs in this tournament, and she's up there with the best, and it's going to be an intriguing little matchup on Sunday in that Czechia game. And I think Belgium's issue is they've only got the one. I mean, they're obviously, Lisa can play on the inside, she plays inside and outside, etc. But in terms of out five, Belgium don't have a great rotation. They then tend to go smaller, which is going to be a factor. They've got to find a way to deal with that. But she's been exceptional. Her movement is so good. And you know, people who've been watching EuroBasket women and European basketball for a while would have seen her grow. And she's now at the peak of her ability. She's just an exceptional big. This girl is maybe write the stories now, because people have talked about her. There's, she signed in a big team, and then she struggled at the beginning of the game. So her coach sat her down, told her some few truths, put her back in, and then she's been exceptional. At 21 years old, she's looking the part. And national team-wise, she couldn't have a better mentor as well as coach than Skerovich, because her career as a point guard is going to be just so invaluable. Her experience is so invaluable to the youngster. But it's an ideal time for her. This team needs someone to lead the team, to grow as the leader in this group as it goes through the transition. And if she performs like this, she's the answer. And you look at the rest of the team, like 8 of this team is 23 and under. And it's, you can look at the score and go, oh, how disappointed it is, but the future looks pretty bright. There's no way they're not going to find players. There's always a conveyor belt of players being developed. And then you've got a real quality guard. You've got some quality shooters. Things are looking incredibly positive for Montenegro, especially if they show the type of character they showed in that second quarter.
We're all set for an entertaining second half here from Czechia. Of course, a big finish coming up to the group stage on Sunday. Portugal up against Montenegro, and then Belgium taking on Czechia. The moment we see both teams returning to the floor for the second half, the margin is 16 points, Belgium leading the way at the halfway point. And if it wasn't for that clinical start by the Belgian Cats, the game would be a lot closer than it is. We've spoken about Lekovic, but she's had good contributions from Pasic as well. Kovacevic, who we highlighted at the start of the game. They're really digging deep here in Montenegro. They know it's a big margin to overcome, but they are trying hard and not giving up.
Well, they were down 20 plus, and it was looking as though they were going to struggle to score at times. Johanovic made that the first three-pointer, and all of a sudden the lid came off the basket. They started to get a little confidence. And then we don't need to talk. We not necessarily need to talk about can they get back, can they make it a competitive game. They already have. They've made it a competitive game. They've put themselves in a position where they win the second quarter. If they did that for the remainder of the game, they would get more than right in the game. They would actually be right in the game. They would give themselves a chance to win. Let's not get carried away with that. Let's just respect the fact that they've put themselves in a position where, and you can guarantee Coach Thibault was in that locker room saying, hey, they slowed us down. They got some good looks. We gave them 2 good looks. Doesn't matter who's on the floor. Our defense has got to be better than that, because we can't run if we don't get the ball. So he'd have pointed out that, and I would hope they talked about that zone, because they got very little inside option against that zone. So they're going to have to work at it. And you know what? He'll be happier with that than he would a 50-point win, because he's not going to learn a thing in a 50-point win. They just get a workout. That's not enough when you're trying to win a EuroBasket women.
I love how a good old-fashioned zone is still the answer. I love it.
As long as you're active at the back, as long as you're asking teams to make shots, and Belgium didn't make them. So everything is rosy in the zone garden.
Yeah.
It's
takes you back to the junior days.
Well, it's also
it's super effective.
People have won NCAA titles running zones, and you're like, and people have moaned at them for doing it, but they still did it and they still won. So the old matchup zone, as they are matching up on it pretty well, especially in the high post area and down low. So they are doing a good job matching up on the inside. Most impressively, they do adjust to the ball being swung, so they do get out and contest shots. So it's not like those stick-up zones that people say you guys can't shoot. But I think the intriguing thing is how it has slowed down the ball. It really has slowed the movement of the ball down really, really well in that second quarter.
A really good adjustment by Coach Skerovich as well, because you mentioned at the start of the game, the reality is they weren't going to keep up with Belgium one-on-one. They've got the size difference, the age difference, the experience difference. It was all going to be too much, and it was.
Yep.
And then they adjusted, and they really caused some trouble for Belgium. And it's a good opportunity now for Belgium's younger players to step up, because we praise and praise and praise how good their starting lineup is, but the reality of tournament basketball is you're going to need your bench to step up as well.
100%.
And we saw that with Czechia earlier in the game. Their bench was phenomenal. I think they outscored the starters in both games. So coming up against Czechia on Sunday, let alone coming up against your France's, your Italy's, all these big teams, your Spain's, your Germany's, all these teams that are hopefully for their sake destined for finals-bound basketball. It's going to be tricky.
I mean, they're going to have another like they've got 4 games when they get to Greece, and then they've got a game here. They've got 5 games. There is no way in those 4 or 5 games that they're not going to need people on that bench to step up and become really important to get the job done. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be like it could be an injury. Hopefully not for anybody. Not wishing that on anybody. It could be just someone not having a good game. It could be they need a little bit more help on the inside. That bench in tournament play could become an absolute vital component if they're going to repeat their EuroBasket championship win. You know, by definition, France are deeper than anybody in this competition, and they're going to play Belgium at some point later in this tournament. So that bench better get effective and better find a way to help.
Make sure you download the FIBA EuroBasket Women's app. From news to scores to highlights, it has everything you need to stay up to date on all things EuroBasket Women's basketball. Today is the second game in Group C. Earlier on, we had Czechia defeating Portugal. Portugal in their first ever EuroBasket Women's tournament. Some good conversations there on the floor as we tip off the third period and the second half.
Oh, this will be intriguing. The starters going against the zone. So, like, it's all very well we going, well, you know, the bench has got to step up. Well, now the starters have got to show that they can deal with the zone. Well, they turned it over the first time because they were indecisive on the cut on the baseline. And Montenegro get a turnover. First time up. Chance to eat into the lead.
Belgium leading 48-32. Julian Montesano and Mark Clark with you for the call. Defense chant rings around the arena. A great crowd in for the late game here in Brno. And they're seeing some fight from this Montenegro team. Belgium ball. An opportunity here again to see how they work with the zone. Linskens, she's been able to penetrate and break the zone. The zone's effectiveness. Oh, good pass. The passing continues. Alimon can't finish it off.
They had the inside option. I'm disappointed they didn't take the inside option. They're trying to almost shoot their way out, shoot the zone out.
Pasic to Zavalic. Jovanovic, Lekovic, Kovacevic, corner 3. No good.
It's interesting. This is really interesting, Judith. I am intrigued that Belgium are struggling so much to get any tempo going at all.
Messerman dumps it to Delar. That's heaps better. And when you're in need, you turn to your veterans, and Delar glides through the paint, gets it to go.
It's a much, much better proposition if Emma Messerman is coming to the high post. Both her own options and her ability to see a passing lane. So the first time they've taken a shot going at and to the ring, they score and break and cut through the zone. Let's see if they can maintain that.
Lekovic, oh, crosses over. Couldn't quite get the finish. Van Loo. Dumps it to Messerman. That's her bread and butter.
First transition basket for a long time for Belgium. Great push. Messerman gets herself at the front of the ring, just holds the space.
Lekovic. Foul called. Bit of worry on Mike Thibault's face. Still a very handy lead.
Oh, yeah.
But Van Loo and Zavalic talk it out. Zavalic breaks free and gets it to Kovacevic. Lekovic, what can she produce? Kovacevic steps back. That is a lovely finish.
Great execution to get there as well. It was, I'm loving it. This is, well, we said we'd get a reaction out of Montenegro. If you'd have told me after 5 minutes that what the reaction was, that no one would have been happy. But this is not the Montenegro that really surrendered almost to Czechia on game day one.
Unfortunately, that's the fourth foul for Milica Jovanovic. Similar story to last night as well.
The referee's giving her no love. They should, you know, it's her last EuroBasket. Come on, give her a break.
Delar to Linskens. Spin move. Spin finish. She's been the key tonight.
Yeah. Going inside now, though. It's good to see they found a way to get it in there and be effective.
Pasic manages to hold on to the ball. Zavalic. Alemon off and running. Here's the pace. Van Loo. Messerman. Can't convert. The young guns share it around for Montenegro. Lekovic double teamed. They've recognized her impact. Zavalic. Begovic. She's on the floor with her 4 fouls. Linskens rebounds.
That's a super, the rotation and scramble by Belgium defensively. Again, it's exceptional. Never gave up an open look.
Alemon, corner 3. Not quite. Begovic. Oh, beautiful cut, Zavalic. Beautiful rejection, Messerman. Emphatic denial. Emma Messerman. Nope.
It's one of those ones, if you had it back again, you go kick it.
Yeah.
But like, you understand why, because I think she felt she had a wide open little layup on the far side of the ring, but Emma Messerman just read it, gets the block. She could have kicked it, but that's a hard ask. That's a hard read when you're in the action.
Let's see what Zavalic does with a second chance. Has to go all the way back up to the top. The shot clock's ticking down, so she has to go eventually. Lekovic pulls the trigger. Falls short. The running game of Belgium continues. That's a signature Van Loo pass. Delar, Linskens, back to Antonia Delar. Short. Lekovic sees all rim ahead of her. She's speeding down the court. Some frustration from Belgium. Field goal percentage hasn't been great for both teams, but
well, you take away the beginning of the game, and we're looking without the beginning of the game, you're looking at 36-34, something like that. The way that people have shot the ball since.
Belgium went on a 23-0 scoring run. Margin at the moment. Oh, it was 21. Vucetic has cut it down. Beautiful triple.
A lot of joy in the corner. A lot of joy out the extra pass for Montenegro. Linskens,
Messerman, working together again. Oh, somehow Linskens rescued that. Finished it off. 20-point margin. Linskens up to 18 points. She's only missed one 2-point field goal. Lekovic has to go up against Linskens now. What a move! Maria Lekovic underneath the big.
You know, players have breakout games. Players have games where they announce themselves. This could be her game. I know she's on the wrong end of an 18-point margin, etc. But she's doing it all. And she looks as though she belongs.
13 points for Lekovic. We're going to head to the timeout.
Get over, hard get over, big bigs, when you show, just back up at the line of the ball, okay? Quick step, show, let the guard get over, then once you get back to the line of the ball, get off of the weak side, down the back out, okay? This time down, let's run nose, all right?
To put it into some context, at the start of the game, this lineup that Belgium have on the floor went 23-0. You know, and as you just said, they went 23-0. They ran the floor, they got stops, they got whatever they wanted. This Montenegrin team is going up against the same lineup, and I know it's a different stage of the game and everything else. 9-7, they're competing, they're in the game, and they've got an up-and-coming superstar on the floor.
We highlighted Bojana Kovacevic at the start of the game, 11 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. She's got herself into some super nice spots. She's still out there with Lekovic, the two keys for Montenegro at the moment. Delar, Messerman. Goes herself.
How can you leave her alone? Everyone ran away from her as she picked the ball up.
And Montenegro forcing Belgium to stick with their starters still. Usually by now they would have made a few changes. Radonic gets some minutes. Lekovic. Linskens. Van Loo. Bullet pass to Alemon. Gets it back to Van Loo. Messerman couldn't collect it. Lekovic has 2 ahead of her, so has to slow down. Vucetic. Kovacevic, Radonic. Back to Kovacevic, the long range 2, that is good. They're trading baskets at the moment. Alemon and Van Loo teaming up once again. They're working their way through this zone. Linskens is too strong. She's proving to be such a problem tonight.
That was great. The high-low exchange, the movement and the action on the inside for Belgium. They just waited until they had space to throw the ball into.
Lekovic couldn't get it done on that occasion. Bigovic, well done. Good putback. It's going to be so tough if one of Bigovic or Jovanovic foul out. Linskens is proving super difficult to deal with. Up to 20 points now. Messerman joining the party.
They've worked it out now in terms of just wait, see the zone, adjust, and you hit the seam in the gaps. They're doing a much better job now. Their patience and timing is getting there.
Lekovic gets swatted away, but they managed to keep it. Alemon, not much ahead of her. Finds Van Loo. Linskens couldn't crash the boards there. And here come the subs. And in fact, the timeout for Montenegro as well.
I think it's a timeout for Coach Gerovic, where she's literally saying, we need a blow here. We've got to go into the end of the third quarter in a positive. She takes the timeout. She'll get the chance to finish this quarter still with a good momentum. Interesting timeout. The tone of her timeout will be really interesting now.
Happy days when Emma Messermann scoring baskets, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Just makes it look super easy. Puts the team on their back when they need it. 7 points in the first, bit of a drought in the second, 6 now in the third.
Didn't play a lot in the second quarter,
yeah,
did she?
Of course.
So, but it's amazing how much better they are when she's on the floor. Everybody's better.
She remains out there after the timeout. And gets the rebound. Clausen's corner triple. Oh, yeah. The Montenegro bench.
Largely because Mbaka went after it. I think they thought because she was going after it, she thought it wasn't going to be the ball. I mean, they could check it. You know, it's a statement of fact. You know, who knocked it out of bounds is a question. Therefore, I don't think anyone's challenged anything. So, but the referees want to check it.
Yeah, good on them for making sure they get the right call. Let's have a listen.
Okay, we are going to review head coach challenge for out of bound.
Oh, it is a challenge.
Rolling to the position on the floor was a black ball. Can we see the camera frame by frame? Okay, let's go. Yes, spin change. What do you see?
From black, so we need to change.
Okay, so it's a white ball. After the review, the ball change is a white ball baseline. Time is okay.
I confirm.
I do like the coach's challenge. I think it's a night. If I was going to be very critical, if you get it right, I think you should get it back.
Yeah, I was going to say that the weird thing about FIBA challenges is you only get one. Even if you get it right, you can lose it.
Yeah, for me, if you get it right, if you rightly challenge a call, you should get your challenge back.
Just adds a different dimension, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's only a personal view.
Yeah, right? I share it, but yeah, personal views. Minute 30 left in this third period. A 20-point margin here in Brno between Belgium and Montenegro.
I love the commitment, love the competition, love that they're staying in this.
Vucicic's not dying wondering. Radonic will inbound. Looking for Lekovic, and why wouldn't you? 13 points for the game. Trying to find a way through. Draws the foul. Excellent.
Way to stay with the play. She had no pass option because everybody stayed at home because she killed her dribble. In the first half, she'd have just tossed this up and hoped. Stayed with it. Really great execution. Held that pivot foot still. Gets rewarded with the foul.
We speak about her, signing with Valencia, a massive club in Spain. She's had some great success already in her young career. 2024 champion in the EuroLeague, 4-time Montenegro League champ, 5-time Montenegro Cup winner as well.
Oh, at 100%. But now I assume they've signed her to make her a fundamental part of what they're doing, even though it's a great club. She's 21 now. She's not that kid anymore. She's just a young, she's a young player now.
She finally gets a spell. Bench get a standing ovation for her.
Gets a lot of love off that bench as she went to it. Expect to see her early in the fourth as well, I think.
Zavalic has got to get to work now. The defending from Clausens. And Manunga too. Kovacevic, Radonic. Alamon was right there with the, you're not stepping me. Shot clock violation. 32 seconds left. Still a decent lead for the Belgian Cats. The 2023 EuroBasket Women's Champions looking to go back-to-back. One of the toughest tasks in basketball to do. They've shown some excellent signs throughout the tournament, as you'd expect. Even in their practice games, they've been brilliant. Played against some tough teams. Montenegro is playing tough at the moment. Vucetic couldn't quite beat the buzzer. Another tight quarter. End of the third. Belgium 63, leading Montenegro 45.
Well, the big story about that quarter is that they played their starters for most of the quarter. And Montenegro, they hung with them. Belgium down at 19% from the three-point line. That is 100% down to the way that the tempo of the game has been changed by that zone. Montenegro's numbers get better at 27 and 34. They're just not able to have enough stops and enough scores to make this a single-digit game. But like if I was Coach Skerevich now, I'd be thinking these guys for the last two quarters have like really represented each other really well. Be interesting to see if she looks at something else defensively, because they've worked out the zone a little bit, slowed the tempo, but they've now found a way to get it inside. They've now found a way to hit the seams. And everything is contagious. Lekovic starts to look the confident player, moves the basketball, it's a little quicker, then everybody starts to do it, and it becomes contagious. So I think it's incredibly impressive the way Lekovic has taken responsibility to run the team, and the way her team has hung in here tough and actually made a real decent game of this. That they trailed by 18, yes, but they were down 23-0. So
15 points from Maria Lekovic. We speak about points from the bench, 13 of 63 for Belgium. So it's been a lot of their starters, as you said, Mark. And make sure you scan the QR code on your screen. Download the Courtside 1891 app. You can catch streams, you can catch news, anything you need to keep up with the world of international basketball. But yeah, 13 out of 63 on your bench. Very much heavy lifting by the starters as we tip off the fourth quarter. 63 plays 45.
Absolutely 100%, Julia. It's all about the starting lineup on this Belgian team.
Oh, Kovacevic, what a start! She's hit some super nice baskets tonight. Messermann to Clausens. Manunga.
On the pass, I think, so it should be on the end line or sideline.
So Messermann and Alamon, the starters out there at the moment for Belgium. Manunga, Lissoa, Mbaka, and Clausens rounding out the five. Zavalic, Levicic, Vucetic, Bigovic, and Kovacevic out there for Montenegro. Bigovic with those 4 fouls. Lissoa, Mbaka. Manunga, good rebound. Alemon. Messermann. Clausens. Good triple with a hand in her face. That's what you start to want from your bench. So Mbaka. Alemon. Beautiful dish to Messerman. That's how they do it.
I don't think there's a better team in world basketball in transition than this Belgian team.
Have to agree right now, they're excellent.
That's a great little pass.
Good of Figovic to finish it off.
Ziralevic just saw the pass, just put it out there, led it to the ring.
Great hustle here. It's going to be a Belgian ball though.
Maja Begovic, as you said, been on 4 fouls for a chunk of the game and has not stopped working. She's going to get her first blow of the second half. She's replaced by Jovanovic, who also has 4 fouls, but
and for Belgium, 2 starters replace another 2 starters, Linskens and Van Loo. Now the point guard and big punch. So Mbaka. Jovanovic had it tapped away from her. Mitzi Jovanovic in her last EuroBasket women's tournament. She's been a stalwart of this team. Love to see her get on the score sheet tonight. Has the 3 points already. Kovacevic, she's been doing plenty of scoring. 16 points for her so far. Linskens, leading scorer on the floor. 20 points to her name. So Mbaka finds Manunga. Beautiful pass to Linskens. Oh, she usually finishes those one off. She gets it on the putback. Stayed as calm as ever. Got it done. Good crowd in the house. Defense chant ringing around the arena. Had a good Belgian contingent last night and they've showed up again tonight. Jovanovic, that one's short.
that looked a little like the first period where they were just a bit static and everything they had was going to be under pressure. Ball sort of stuck. They've got to try and get that tempo back. Still staying with the zone.
See on the graphic there, Linskens clearly making an impact. Clausen's fouled all the way through. Kovacevic committing on that occasion. Clausen's with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Now 7 points for her.
That's why it's so great for us to be on site these competitions. While the free throws were going on, Coach Skerovic was just imparting some advice and knowledge to Lekovic, and literally she's gone exactly where she told her to go. I just love the dynamic.
No better mentor than your coach. EuroBasket women's champion in her own right, a legend of the game, Jelena Skerovic. Lekovic, tough shot to make.
Yeah, take the first one. Second guess yourself, you get out of rhythm.
Clausen's, she gets into rhythm.
You know, we mentioned that Coach Thibault's going to need people to offer him something off the bench, and Clausen's has already shown yesterday and today that if they move the ball and find that she's going to shoot a very good percentage from deep unless she's really guarded. So she's established herself in that role. They just have to keep finding her and believing that she's going to make shots.
Second highest scorer on the floor for Belgium now is Nastia Clausen. Sorry, third highest, of course. Linskens with 22, Messerman 15, and now Clausen's with 11. You can see the foul trouble there. Pasic also with the 4 from Montenegro. So they're doing well because they all got to 4 pretty quickly in the first term. So Coach Skerovic's been managing her play as well. And the players themselves are doing well to stay out there. We've seen Lekovic play some massive minutes compared to what she played last night.
And you know, like if the game finishes the way we all expect it to finish with a Belgian win, and that means that Montenegro and Portugal will play each other on Sunday, this puts Montenegro in a much better place in terms of getting a win at this EuroBasket, in this transition EuroBasket for them. If they'd have come out and played the way they did against Czechia, I would have really thought Portugal had a big chance to get their first win. Now I think we may have a really good game with just that country pride at stake. And this looks like a much better, much more focused Montenegro team. So they've put themselves in a much better position. We talk about learning. They've learned on the floor tonight, coming out of the first loss, going into this game. They're putting out a decent performance here.
Yeah, it might go as we think, with Belgium and Czechia getting the qualifying spots for Greece. But two excellent games coming up on Sunday.
And we've mentioned it a little bit. The secondary objective, obviously, for all these teams is qualification for the World Cup qualifier.
Yep.
Obviously, Czechia already there, and obviously the winner at the top 5 or 6 teams.
That is a super move from Jovanovic.
Yeah. They're going to get the chance to go to the qualifiers. So there's a lot to play for in Greece. It's not the big thing is winning EuroBasket, obviously.
Linskens, she's focused on winning this game. On her way to a 30-piece potentially. Haven't seen one here in Brno just yet. 9 points and 8 rebounds for Linskens last night, and she's exploded today. Vucetic from the corner. Van Loo, all eyes up ahead. Clausen's. It rattles through. The no-look pass from Van Loo. She was coaching it in the basket. And it went down. And she injects confidence into players like Clausen, who are going to be the future of this team and take them on their next step.
Well, they're missing the open looks again, but they're still moving the ball so much, so nicely, getting those open looks. It looks like a very tired end to the game for this Montenegro lineup because they haven't rotated a lot in this game.
And that's Jovanovic's 5th.
It's back-to-back foul outs for her, right? She fouled out against Czechia.
She's got a tough job. There's so many great bigs in this group, let alone this whole EuroBasket tournament. And Linskens is one of the toughest bigs in the world to contain.
Yep.
She's proved troublesome tonight. Now up to 25 points. Interested to see what her next move is. We know she's in the WNBA and played a bit with Golden State. She's been excellent.
She's not going to be short of options, is she? That's for sure.
No way. Represented Dynamo Kursk in Russia previously. She actually wasn't going to play this tournament because she was
going to stay, and then she got
She
waived.
was going to stay, and she got waived, and then one opportunity to come back and represent your country.
I was a bit surprised. I know there's a two sides to every conversation. I was a bit surprised she was making that decision, given she has been with the national team for 9 years. They have had a lot of success. She's been fundamental to that success. Part of her getting to the WNBA has been because of her performances with the national team. So I was a little surprised, but then things happen for a reason. She gets waived, and then she's here, and she's fundamental to how well they're going to do. She's always a joy to watch because she puts a shift in every single time.
We will go to see. Yes. Okay. We are going to review even the time. No, because of something. Not check.
25 points on 11 from 13. It's not a bad day. They've had worse. She's had worse days than that.
I'd be happy.
Oh, it's just, I just love the way this whole team goes about its business.
Look at that. She's just been in the right spot the whole game. Look at all those beautiful green dots.
Yeah. And while she's there, that really makes the defense collapse, and it does free up. Like Klassen, for example, is going to play in the space that she creates. Oh, problems with the. I'm not going to say problems with the electric again.
Yeah, they are reviewing. They were just reviewing the time. I think the clock didn't start on that play, and now.
Yeah, the 24.
We've got another 10 minutes, so exciting for us. More basketball.
More basketball. The 24-second definitely didn't start, and then it went off as a shot violation. Then someone has got to put the money in the meter. We forgot yesterday. Someone's got to put the money in the meter, otherwise we could be here for another hour.
The DJ knows what's up. He's playing Sweet Caroline, or she.
Well, they seem to finish every day here with Sweet Caroline, so obviously it is the last 2 minutes, and we're not going to get any further time. The Belgian fans will know this off by heart. They were here yesterday. They'll know off by heart anyway.
Yeah. All right, I better catch up some too. I'm vibing with it. I like it.
Jelena Skerovich is using every single moment of every single possession to try and make this team get through this transition period and get better.
Mike Thibault could see the funny side of it. Poke and Van Loo. And now the teams will huddle, so we're having a bit of an extended break to sort things out.
After the experiences we had yesterday, this is a little bit worrying. Julie Van Loo's loving the Elvis Presley line. I mean, she's done everything in 2 days. She's played great. She's fixed the pipes, and now she's getting going with Elvis Presley.
In case you missed it, that we had a bit of a leak in the roof yesterday, which was fixed very quickly, by the way. But she was out there just teaching the floor wipers.
Yep.
This is how I would do it if I was you. It's the definition of sweeping the sheds, isn't it?
As I said at the time, she would be signing autographs and selling hot dogs and doing everything, because she does everything for a team in such a major way. Why wouldn't she be able to do it all?
She's another one with Golden State, the WNBA as well.
It's a very European-based team.
I love it.
Let's put it that way.
I can't hear you.
So the game's been temporarily suspended as we rectify this issue on the floor. So make sure you stay with us, because we do want to finish out this game. We've loved it so far. The scoreboard tells you, oh, it's been Belgium, it's been pretty easy. And you know, for periods it has been pretty dominant by them, but there's been some great fight by Montenegro, and they want to fight to the end.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anyone will say that what we're talking about is you have to take into account that 23-0, a team's going to be a little bit, take the foot off the pressure, off the accelerator a bit. But you take that first quarter out of the game, Montenegro should look back at this and say, hey, we found a way. One of the few teams that's found a way to slow down Belgium. And by slowing them down, they got themselves back in the game. And we're ready to go right now.
4 minutes 10 remaining. Shot clock was reset to 17. Vucetic. Van Loo, eyes up ahead. Clausen's off and running. Back to Van Loo. Linskens now can do what she does best. Can't get her own rebound. Belgian ball from the baseline. Messermann. Alemon. So 4 starters and Clausen's off the bench. Great reward for her efforts tonight. to play with these four magnificent players, and Carlson's is excellent in her own right as well. She's going to be a star. Zavalic. Oh, Messerman denies Bigovic. She had a big block earlier in the game and stood tall once again here. Denied. She can do it all, Emma Messerman. She really can.
Our best two teams here very much rely on that big player rotation to protect the ring. Czechia do the same thing. When you've got the size and talent that those two teams have, you can really build it from the inside out and protect the ring.
Oh, net from Julie Van Loo.
Had a couple of siders on the previous possession, didn't even think about that one. In rhythm, nothing but strength.
Vucetic, Radonic. Scoops it back to Vucetic. Thinks about the long-range triple. And the shot clock expired.
That's back-to-back shot clock violations. Someone in that Belgium huddle said, can we finish the game with some defense? Because they've come out of that little break with literally back-to-back 24-second violations. Great defensive effort.
So for Vatt on for her first minutes. Clausens will take a rest after 11 second half points. So all bench and Alemon here for Belgium. Joris. Zavalic. Now Radonic. Bigovic. Still on those 4 fouls. Couldn't quite get the pass that she wanted. A bit of tired movement here from Montenegro. It's to be expected in a young team. Alemon will take a rest. In the sense that'll be her night done. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Julie Alemon. Radonic caught it on the baseline. '84 plays 52. Soa Mbaka with the reach.
Yeah.
Fourth foul for her. And we'll have some subs for Montenegro now. So Nikolina Ilic, we'll see her for the first time. Andrea Lumalic getting ready to come back on. And Jelena Bulajic. Vucetic have to stay out for now.
Not really sure why they made Vucetic come back on to then go back off. I think the referee was saying she left before we allowed her to leave, so can she come back on?
Well, get your steps up. The GPS trackers will be happy.
That's gives her a couple of extras.
Ilic, deep triple. Soa Mbaka. Scoops it to Joris. And then gets it back. Massey. Couldn't get it to go. Now we're going to see Maria Balsic in for her first minutes too. So a super young lineup on the floor right now for Montenegro. I think the oldest player was Lumalic, 24-year-old out there. Ramed. It's never going to work. 1 minute left, 84-52. Vavat sees the rim ahead, gets Soa Mbaka on the run.
Can't say enough great things about the effort for Begovic. She's just been around the floor harder than anyone else to get back, comes up with a block, comes up with they get the ball back because of her effort. Just exceptional.
Fifth foul for the Sollenbacher puts Belgium in the bonus. Or does it? It's going to be a baseline ball. Scoreboard in the stadium's got it as the bonus, but on our graphics you can see it's not quite there just yet.
Nope. Someone's got a bit quick with the old red marker.
Bulage. Quick step and gets fouled. She's going to head to the line. Of course, plays college. Was going to play college for University of South Florida. Played under 20 EuroBasket last August. Now finds herself in the senior side. Third youngest player in the tournament. It's only days separating the youngest, so she's super young.
Well, as we said before, there's 7, 8 guys here that are under 23. And Begovic, as we just said, has played 27 minutes. It's just a phenomenal effort for the 22-year-old.
On 4 fouls as well.
I know, she has a future. Just you can. She's going to put the effort and the work rate in.
Ramet. They get it through sets of hands. That is a clinical finish. Elise Ramet. Good to see her getting involved. Let's see how Montenegro finish this one off. Bulage likes her chances. Well, it's full time here in Czechia, and Belgium have guaranteed a plane ticket to Greece for the 2025 EuroBasket Women's Finals as they continue their quest to win back-to-back EuroBasket Women's titles. The final score from Brno, Belgium 87, defeating Montenegro 53. So big congratulations to Belgium. They head to Piraeus and get to continue on their merry way. Czechia as well have booked their spot. Congratulations to them. These two teams play each other on Sunday, and then Montenegro and Portugal to finish things off as well. Some great positive signs from all 4 teams. One more big day to come, but all credit to Belgium tonight. They were the better team.
And let's not forget that matchup on the weekend on Sunday will mean a lot in terms of who wins the group, the crossover, the route into the latter stages of the competition will be defined by who wins the group. And also in that other game, the game for 3rd and 4th in this group, FIBA ranking points, but also for Portugal a chance to win a game at a women's EuroBasket. So a lot riding on it, and a big game for Coach Skarabic and her young team. Finish this tournament with a win, and they'll go away from the Czechia with a lot of positives to look forward to, you know, in the next 3 rotations of tournaments. It's a lot of good stuff. Belgium are going to thank their fans right now. Lovely moment. It's always a tradition for them.
Feel the passion in the stadium. Belgian players love their fans. You can see another great night in the stats department for them as well. Assists have always been their specialty, 26 to 14. Won the rebounding count. Turnovers are pretty close.
Well, and Klassen just saved their 3-point numbers, didn't she? She just made a few threes in that 4th quarter, which brought up the number to a respectable amount. They have so many ways to hurt you, but there's a question mark now. And it's not a new question mark, is can they win when they get slowed down? And can they win when they have to work in the half court? Because that's what Montenegro made them play for 3/4 of the game. You know, a 23-0 start and an 87-53 finish has a nice little symmetry about it in terms of the margin at the end of the first was where we are now. So great job by Montenegro to come back into it. But there is that little question mark now. It's an intriguing one. That's what tournament players all about. People look for advantages and disadvantages. And their ability to run is not questioned, but they were slowed down. And really did find, it took them a while to find ways to get inside that zone. And they're going to be more athletic teams than Montenegro that will find ways to slow down this Belgium machine. That's what it is. It's just a super basketball machine. Linskins was superb this evening. How to play in the post. Her matchup with Radikova on Sunday will be intriguing. Size, quality, footwork, and speed of action. Both of them have it. Could be one of the decisive factors on the game. But I'll just leave that thought that the way they got slowed down is an interesting one. And every other team will note that Montenegro found a way to slow down the Belgian break. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes, but at the moment, they look as good as anyone that we've seen in this competition in any of the 4 groups.
So day 2 of Group C is done and dusted in Czechia. And we congratulate Czechia and Belgium, the 2 teams qualified for finals in Greece. One more game day to play out on Sunday, a rest day tomorrow. Belgium up against Czechia, Montenegro facing Portugal to determine the final standings of the group after Czechia got a win earlier tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. Belgium too good for Montenegro, 34-point winners. We'll see you next time.